My name's OJ with Boss Detailing Pros here in Sacramento, California. And today I'm gonna tell you why I got my first 1-star review, but I don't think I'm wrong.
For people who don't know, OJ, how long you been detailing?
So I've been detailing since April, so April, May, June, July, August, 5 months.
How many reviews do you have?
I think I'm just about to hit 30.
How many 5-star reviews do you have?
29. 29, about 29 5 stars.
And one star.
And that 1 star.
So OJ, does that one review really hurt?
It does. It hurt me, and it hurt the Google reviews. It went from 35 stars to 30 reviews with the 4.8, which is still really good for a new business, but I had that 5-star, and so I feel like it's not the same anymore.
So tell us what happened, man.
So we booked our appointment on Wednesday, and we confirmed it that day when we booked, and Friday rolls around, the day of the appointment. I reach out to her like I normally do, and I say, "Good morning, are we still on for today?" I say this 2 hours before our appointment, and no response, no big deal. 9 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, okay, now I'm getting a little worried, what's going on? So I go ahead and give them a call. I leave a voicemail and a message again because there was no answer. And so now I'm like, okay, now this is it's cutting it close. It's a 30-minute drive, and it's now 30 minutes before our scheduled appointment. And for the most, I usually, even without an answer or call or a text, they did book the appointment, so I do show up. So I at least do that. But this was actually at an apartment, and we were servicing 2 vehicles, and we talked about moving those vehicles onto the street, and I was never given an apartment number. So in my head, I was like, okay, if I show up, me and my employee show up, and we go to this apartment complex, we don't have the apartment number, and the cars got moved, so they're somewhere on the street mixed in with all the other cars now. So to me, it just didn't seem like it was worth going to the apartment complex. And by the time our appointment came around, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, okay, now within the next 5 minutes, I should be getting a text like, hey, why didn't you show up? If she was expecting us to come. And 10:30 comes, I'm like, okay, I guess she forgot. I get a longer breakfast. I get a nice morning, and 10:35, you guys can now come to service my vehicle, and tells me where they're at on the street.
Wait, let's take a step back, because you actually told your employee not to work.
Yes. So once we got to 10 o'clock, I did go ahead and tell my employee, don't worry about coming in today. The appointment canceled on us, so I didn't need the help. I could do it on my own. There was only 1 vehicle, so it wasn't worth the time anymore. And so I didn't have my helper anymore. And when I get the message telling us to come, I was like, 30 minutes late. I wanted to come out there and still make it. I told my employee to stay home. I messaged him again, hey, is it possible you could maybe come and I'll just have you do it? And he wasn't available. And really, it was gonna be a risk for me because I thought, okay, if I do pick up these 2 vehicles, I'll probably only be able to service 1 before I'm late for the next one. And if you guys seen one of my other videos, that's one of the 3 things you do not want to do is be late to a detail. So I didn't want to be late to my next one. And I ultimately told her, I think we're gonna have to reschedule your 2 vehicles. We're 30 minutes behind schedule if we do come out and service you. I tried to confirm our appointment, but there was no answer. I do apologize. Here are the next available days. And here's where I was lost. She told me that she doesn't live on her phone, so it's my fault because we confirmed 2 days ago and I should have just showed up. And she doesn't live on her phone, so there's nothing she could have done to answer that call.
So the reason you do that is, have you ever been put in a situation where they didn't confirm or cancel last minute and you showed up?
Yep. So if you guys don't know the Sacramento area, I was in Roseville area driving to Elk Grove. That's about a 30-minute, maybe 45 if there's morning traffic drive. I made the drive. It was actually a house, and there was no cars in the driveway. So my heart dropped a little bit when I got there, but I'm like, okay, they're scheduled to detail. Maybe it's in the garage. I ring the doorbell, no answer. Ring it again, ring it again. After two calls and a text and multiple doorbell rings, I gave up. I got some breakfast, some good McDonald's, and I called it a morning.
Got it, man. So you didn't want to make that same mistake, lose time, lose gas.
Correct. So I didn't want to lose the time, the money. I didn't want to have to pay my employee to come out and there's no work. I value their time as much as I value my own. And ultimately, even if we did go out there, we didn't know where the vehicles were, and we didn't get a hold of her until 30 minutes after. So we would have been sitting there and started 15-minute setup, 45 minutes late, and that a whole vehicle could have been halfway done by then.
So how did it end? What did she say?
She ended up saying, later, peace out. And she knew the company name, so she hopped on the good old Google, gave me my first 1-star review, saying I flaked on her 30 minutes after our scheduled appointment. And I left it alone. I accepted it. You know, there's more 5 stars than there are 1 stars. So that's up to me to get more 5 stars. So let me know, am I in the wrong? What else could I have done to make the customer happy? Drop in the comments below.
So reviews are very important.
Yeah.
Has any customers ever brought up your reviews before, or not really?
Actually, a handful of them have. They always say, cause sometimes I'll throw it out there, what made you want to go with us today? And they say, oh, I read your reviews. Or even after the detail, they're like, oh, you really lived up to your reviews. And that kind of puts a smile on my face. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I actually had a couple customers just from the reviews say, I want to book with OJ because they mentioned me by name in the reviews. And luckily they always get OJ.
There you go, man. And I mean, it's gonna happen. You can't make everybody happy. But talking about reviews, what's your strategy to get more 5-star reviews?
Right, so my strategy is pretty basic. If they mention it to me in person, I'll go ahead and send them the link, or I'll tell them how to do it with them on their phone. Other than that, I'll wait until after the detail and the next day. That way they have time to really go over their vehicle. And I send them that link, and I mention a $15 discount for their next vehicle or a referral vehicle. And I like doing that the next day instead of right there on the spot, because they have time to sit there and write a real description, versus if I'm hovering over their shoulder, they feel like, okay, let's just click the 5-star button. No caption, no photos. And I feel like it's more personalized when it does have the captions and everything like that. And so that's how I got my first 1-star review. Let me know how many 5 stars you guys have in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.